Good day and welcome to the program Midday Show, where they come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM. We send us on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, and me they bring canto on this edition Fumble, and I'm Jafferman Davis. I call them inside the program. We get plenty news, information, entertainment. So that's me for the next 1 hour inside the program Midday Show. And to you, sir, for the listen to it from wherever you get from members, say able to be part of this edition by way how you go use the number 077 981 981. The number again 077 981 981, or you can join the conversation now. We're the Democracy Facebook and YouTube page for be part of the program through the comment section and ask questions for make your contribution inside this edition of the program Midday Show. Inside the program today, they look at two different issues and one of the issues we will look at today, we'll look at the Grand National Youth Award for 2026. And for Kaipu, we talk more about this today. We did with the Executive Director and Founder for Youth Network in Elections and Governance, Ibrahim Bangura. Good afternoon and welcome to the program Midday Show.
Yes, good afternoon, Fambulin.
Yes, plenty. Thank you for joining today inside this edition. Also, again, we expect forget Lyndon Baines Johnson, we na environmental specialist. For can't tell you more about World Earth Day and waiting na the Watchword Way Salon for focus on as part of environment safety and other things that we got to do with environment as part of Salon commemoration of the World Earth Day. The program Midday Show they continue, and inside the program we come back to discussion. But first we start for look at issue them. We go outside the Executive Director of the National Sport Authority, Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, don't say by August this year the Chinese contractor them go start the National Stadium Mimble work and go complete them inside 2027. Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi talked this in some press engagement where it updates the public, but in achievement now the National Sport Authority inside the 2-year term where don't work as executive director of this institution. Well, I've been there part of this MB Police report together. Inside April 2024, President Julius Maada Bio appoints Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi as Executive Director for the National Sports Authority so that he go use the different mandates than what this authority get for giving to sports development in the country from that term day to now. Now about 2 years now, and like how it be done they do from term to term during the existence inside this office. The Executive Director, Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, been decide for engage the media so that he go talk to the public, but waiting don't they happen under in leadership na the National Sports Authority. And in first point for talk about now been the strategy what he bring for transform this institution.
When I came to the NSA, I set up a 7-pillar for sports development. One was for the establishment of the Sport Development Fund, infrastructural development, the evolution of the NSA and sports generally, reforms and accountability, diversity, capacity building and staff assessment, national and international competition. This institution was merely an institution in name, but they lacked both the material and moral capacity to deliver on their work. So when we came here, I bought a generator. It's when the lights go off, we'll have to wait for EDSA to give us electricity. The next issue was to align the staff to ensure that they work in the areas that they can deliver most. We've also recruited and promoted staff. The directors were paid half of what their colleagues are being paid in other agencies. We fought almost a year, and all of them are now equal.
From this strategy, the Executive Director been continue for talk about his support what the authority don't give to different sporting discipline them, and the latest on the sports development fund with this authority for long term now don't defend way for make it be active to the sports development in the country.
One of the achievements that I have brought to this office is we have supported more sporting disciplines than ever. We have supported volleyball, supported rollball, supported even the brain sports, chess and Scrabble, because we believe that the resources that the NSA get is for sports, not just for one. The basket fund, we just sent the regulation to the minister. We are hoping she will take it forward to Parliament and that it will be tabled and becomes into effect. Then we can appoint the Board of Trustees.
But like you just listen, infrastructure for 2026. Now the authority main focus and the executive director been go before for explain, but waiting now the latest on the authority plan.
We went to Denmark and we were able to solicit 30 artificial turf. But so we fixed the Kailan field. That is the work that I started in Tihu. Tihu is the president's home. We have also commenced the construction of the same artificial turf in Matrujon. All of this I am explaining has not received any money from the government of Sierra Leone. Both School has come together. They've also bring in one of that artificial turf for Both School. Kono, through the office of the First Lady, we are bringing an artificial turf for Kono. The idea about this artificial turf is to ensure that every district headquarter town has, and we don't want to put a burden on government. We are asking indigents, we are asking former pupils of schools. When I came here, the government was putting 3.5 million millions into the male Premier League. I raised it to 5 million millions. We were giving 0.5 million to the female Premier League. I raised it to 3.5.
But even we then supported the authority during this engagement, not be able to tell the media the amount of property where government they supervise and the plan where they get for different abandoned property them across the country. Plus the fact say inside this engagement, the authority not be able to tell the media how much government couple they don't use inside this 2 years term. This be make the media turn the discussion to the National Stadium Renovation Project update, and at this now been the executive director in response.
We renovated the Bow Stadium without government money. The grass on the pitch, which had turned grey, was turned to green. We announced that. We fixed all of those broken gates. We fixed everything that we were supposed to fix. The generator has been sitting there for 15 years. We fixed that. We're working on fixing the floodlight. The stadium, I know you're going to ask, we had a contract where there were no seats. In the process while I'm here, we have negotiated and the Chinese have approved that they will bring seats. They will also remove all of those slabs that you sit on and fix new ones because they are old. They cannot drill seats on them. As of our last meeting in the minister's office, Chinese have done the procurement. They are shipping those seats and the machines here. So by end of August, work will begin. From what we have in 2027, the stadium will be ready.
For people who don't follow sports this beyond term, the National Sports Authority and the Dr. Safa Abdullahi allegation them na the media now one way don't they take center stage pan different issue them with this be make the executive director be respond to waiting he thinks say at the intention behind the activity they are.
Every minister who has an agency that is performing has had problems with that agency. I can call you names from Ministry of Information and Right to Access Information Commission to Ministry of Telecommunication with NATCA. This NSA meets with the ministries every Tuesday. What they're trying to do is to gang on the NSA to let me look bad, where Safa Abdullah is running for flag bearer, destroying reputation, right? How can I, a lawyer of 18 years or more standing, sign the contract on behalf of someone? But I have challenged everyone who made impropriety allegations against me that the day of justice will come. That is something I'm not reneging on.
The executive director and for assure the public say the authority still committed for make more development and continue for reduce the pasmark burden where government can get for spend passport business in the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Jaffa Mans Davis, the report. The program Midday Show, they continue. Famble, if you just join, remember, say cable for be part of this edition by where I go use the number 077-981-981. The number again is 077-981-981 for be part of this edition and add a voice to the discussion we carry on inside this edition of the program. Inside the program, we still get Ibrahim Bangura, when executive director and founder for Youth Network in Election and Governance. Also, we'd expect forget Lyndon Baines Johnson, when an environmental specialist, and for can talk about the World Earth Day. And we'll start with Ibrahim Bangura. Before we can look at this National Grand Youth Award, tell us small thing about this Youth Network in Election and Governance organization. What you want to do?
Okay, I want to say plenty thank you for give me this opportunity for Kamnaya as young people. Youth Network in Elections and Governance, for short, UNEG, starts way back in 2022. And now just after the Augustine incident, we all know it in the happened then and day. So barely it was just 1 year to election. So we sit down and say, okay, let us see how best we're able to form like a network of other young people them we can be group other young organizations them we get to do with young people them. So basically we work by then now for waiting now for ensure say we shape the civic engagement among young people for make them for understand the electoral system and also some effort in peace building that not before, during, and after elections. How we go able for train young people in the, as peace ambassadors them, and that we do over the years, and we will for succeed. We are in we see 2023 elections. We see and say be less violence compared to previous elections. Then why? Because of the strategy we use. One of the things we do now for ensure say we go down there and train the 5-0s them. People them way in a community way someone afraid say this now 5-0 now they do this and they do that. So we not brand them as negative people them, but we see them as positive people them. So that make we able for change them and make them brand ambassador, peace ambassadors in a different community. Imagine if you not 2-star, they see 5-star don't change. So that kind of situation, they also the motivate and inspire you say, okay, I don't need to be violent or they by any violent act before, during, and after elections. Away from that, we also don't they advocate on so many things. Them like, for instance, a youth integration into the governance space. I remember I said then we see say we get this week campaign where we launch, and then before the president. Be select or waiting in appoint in cabinet where we see say we get the highest over 33% of young people embedding at the cabinet. Yes, so it shows that these are some of the things that we don't do for ensure say we promote youth integration into the governance space, because for us we don't see youth at the back, but we see say youth also for come at the front so that they're able to take a lead.
Yes, you mentioned about shaping youth education about election. How can go about that?
Yes, on so many things. Then the way we do, we go down to the community and do voters education. Because, for instance, if you want to say this is one of the elections in this way, most young people not be able to understand even the PR system. So we go down there and able to explain to them within the PR system so that they're able to participate well. Well, we also get what we call digital governance column, wherein we engage people now the media, say more youth they use the social media, and we able for engage them there so that they will for understand within the electoral system mean. And also we get we're fortunate for Mercury by then we give a whole show where every Saturday we do a program where will be called Youth in Elections, where also be used as a platform for disseminate messages them in terms of hate speech and other things then we will be the go against. So all those things I think a strategy will be used will be really helpful by then.
Now look at the attempt to use for deal with peace building initiative.
Okay.
Now, just for Freetown, or it can span outside Freetown?
Yes, well, during this election we pass, well, we do an two other districts them, then Makeni and then Kono, because now they will get resources for, all those things has to do with resources for labor, for mobilize and do sensitization and everything. So we'll be able for also cascade and a different communities then, because for us we also deal with TOT training. If we train you go train another person. So now then kind of method we they use, because one of we approach now capacity building. We believe when you capacitate and people, I think say they replicate, because how they go down now, so they able for pass the knowledge down to other people.
So again, this organization,
okay.
You say from 2022, we will come into some of the other activities them outside election we not on the implement on.
Okay.
But from 2022, I would describe my existence so far.
Well, don't be positive, because if you see recently I was nominated for become an executive member for the inside the new executive member district, Western Area district, as a district team member. It shows that people they watch we work and know say yes, we done the duel over the years. And also, I'm the Secretary General for the Women, Peace and Security Coalition. They talk about women, peace and security, and how to prevent and also protect women them in terms of violence and other things them. So we have been doing a lot, because you see, we did into most coalition, network and everything. That shows us our visibility over the years.
Now, let's talk small a bit about other activities they want to engage by.
Yes, also one of the things we do recently, now for ensure say we do a consultation, we get for do with 78 of the tripartite recommendations. The tripartite steering committee be pull out. So those recommendations has to do with, well, the one get for do with which prefer electoral system we feel say we for go by. You understand? Either the first past the post or the PR system. So we do a consultation with young people able for understand, say, yes, we are in most, well, like 45% be they say yes, then they want to stick with the first past the post, whilst you get another huge number when about 55% they say 50%, sorry, they say nah, they want go back to the first past the post. Whilst the 45% they say they want the PR system, while the 5% they say they want an hybrid system wherein they say they all both get
You get a mix of the two.
exactly. So I'll go for put them together and get a one who would design for ourselves as Sierra Leonean, for able to match up with we context as Sierra Leone and we electoral system.
Now, a bit more on the election a bit. Now, you don't talk about this on education on election, and now on can do not able for course outside Freetown at some point.
Yeah.
But how you go assess the appreciation of young people? Yes, we know, say, the literacy level they grow in the country, many people they get into education and be into small part of skills and how you go assess the appreciation of issues around election and how thinking or then commitment on the reaction towards them?
I feel say one of the things we define challenging are the fact that most young people not get interest in politics in terms of foreign column, so they get little or no knowledge in terms of then election aspect. And the reason being, it's like the only thing you see that they even talk about elections in a way election they approach, but after that then no one want to talk about election and neither politics. So I think that we define and difficult. So for let they really appreciate a particular organization where they focus on youth in elections, I think it can be a little bit challenging. But one of the things we can do now for go down to the grassroots, because what happen now, the more we want for capture. You see, most times people they target the mainstream youth and forget about the marginalized youth. For us, we go to the marginalized youth because what happen now they in huge numbers. So now make now the more we the target for ensure say we bring them closer to governance. Now that's we the try for do, because I think say they far. That's not the fact, because as I say, you know, they get little or no knowledge in electoral system. And we want to talk about progressive democracy. It has to do with inclusivity, and you should not put away those marginalized youth because they have a stake. Because in terms of election, you also need them to let them participate.
Continue for still to inside the program. We'll come back to you. They come and look at how. On our plans them on our agenda, on the thing they want to achieve, and also some of the challenge them we as an association, as an organization on the face. The program na midday show, and we continue to look at more issues. We go and take another issue. Usai the secretary for the Salo People's Party Young Generation Leader Wingna IBK University Makeni Campus, Osman Tizo Kagbo. Don't call on the National Young Generation Secretary Solomon Anthony Bokari for look inside the matter where they happen at IBK University, SLPP union election. He talked this to the democracy, usai even the talk about the kind of way the former president don't deny for left the office where in term done and he don't graduate, as he say it could create problem because he not left the office. Well, we report America Bangora gets more and gonna report.
For some of you not being understand this thing, if it starts, because the constitution say, as far as it's concerned, the party, the district young generation leader, whether it's a district YG, the constituency election, we same way so the student union is a part of the constituency election. With that 10-day reach, they stopped me from the national young generation leader or make I conduct the election at these two universities. When that 10 day, we get a serious tussle.
The voice who you just don't listen to, now the young generation leader, now the Bombali district, for the content, we will explain how this plaba start. As the Sierra Leone People Party Student Union, na the EBK campus, do all the election at the university them, na Makeni, usai this election, go epic person, we go help settle issue them, where they happen between student and lecturer, and self the administration. Inside this election, plenty plaba happen, we make this election no be continue. This make the Northeast Regional Young Generation leader, Ibrahim Batilo Kamara, go work at the EBK campus and talk to students them for come together and work as one for boost the country in human capital development.
And one thing about the young generation, we look out for potential leaders, students of caliber students really around for joining the SFP, for believing in the dream of SFP. And that's so, we believe so now already on our commitments, on our efforts, on our crowding together, I think SFP is good as a nation. So with the issues really that indicate will come, not come for differentiate or will not come make anything. One be the unity. He has going in students don't see. Maybe he left the SMT so much that no one for left the leadership, no one for go. We will discuss with him, tell him as to how he get for provide leadership. If he want for still remain at college, he go for provide leadership. Because at the end of the day, if we not get leadership, they get constraints. And many things already happen with government benefits, no they can't direct because we not get forced to make the good accounting. And because of that challenge, they mean sometimes why they convince that say we can get problem. How we have to, that we have to, that can be one challenge black minister, right? And if you ask now the VC now, the VC say, but we don't take leadership now in SFP. So because of all the challenge they had in at the university, we want for tell when I say we don't come strongly, very strong as young generation, but we make sure say we bring now together as unity and we make sure say we unify the problems really.
The secretary for the young generation leader na IB's course, Usman Tizo Koroma, say na they intend to elect na IBK University.
Now we tend, now we did the gazetted documents where you go from national, where they elect you, not to just scan what they say you can't take power. They elect you, these are I make this document they old because you know they make up, you know to AI people them. How they document them, you know, so they print them. Those are the people where they elect as the leaders in this particular institution. We say, Paddy, what did they happen? Election don't know. What's it for happen now? You know they call me now, let me use that whole meeting, we know that the next person. That tell us they do. I want to like Gaddafi anyway. Say you know they go. How can I for continue because he don't stand now say no. Me now the Secretary General and I mean na the YG. When I say YG, where President don't come on in the entry force. Now me for take all the governance system. Because then I'm hand for the meantime. Until when we back as executive don't sit down, we don't say okay, now let we do this. That's when we go hand over to that person the way they next. And by then the only person way they next was the women's leader. He hold the biggest position after. So we have this meeting and we discuss what we for do. Tatelo don't get it. He don't go. We need to get somebody wait for step in your own position. We write letter to the national. We tell them say this thing don't happen no. And one for see una let una carry inside because if una don't carry inside, we go bring Alala and bring Alala. We own place here we na Bombali. We go suffer because then we just say Bombali na all the Alala there. So we write letter to the national secretary and of course we write letter to even the heads them. This now the letter we write to the national secretary. This thing don't happen no, and we need you for let you come in for come how best it can do. Of course before then we don't put disclaimer then where the man even start we say we not to we not to lead us them again.
Inside in own talk, the Secretary General and the young generation leader Solomon Anthony Bokari go work at the Anes by Koroma University and talk to students them.
Oh, they talk about SFP in the northern region. I think EBK now one of the university and Unimark where some of we even we don't have freedom we only proud of. So if we see say any issue there, we be say it will bring something tomorrow. So we need for come up and make sure say we address it so that everybody will feel free and fair. Maybe the free time Me na the YG secretary, na me na the secretariat, the party headquarters. Na me na the administrative head, and anything about letters for NYGC. Na me get the mandate. Constitution give me the mandate for full press release. So una say una there today, let me can clear, let una all understand. And please, wetin me dey talk, I go wan let una take am very serious. Me dey talk according to the constitution. If una there any letter come on as secretariat NYGC wey me signature no dey na fake letter, una no honor it. Any letter can for NYGC, I no say na National Secretary General no problem, but hence NYGC is concerned. Na me that the Secretary General where they elect me, na me for put press release. If anything dey go on here, na me for write and sign. So if any other possible, meaning na fake, me no dey una no take am granted.
Solomon Anthony Bokari continues say students them for work as one so the party go grow.
Our indifference will make for work together to make sure say the party grow. If you get your own thing where you believe, we say you get my own thing where I believe. But that not the cause say the party big pass we all. So we therefore put the party first. Because at the end of the day, if all time EBK get alala, we say some people they take it serious.
Solomon Anthony Bokari end up say you na president or leader. As you don't graduate na the university, your leadership done for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me na Megi Kamara Bangura the report.
Program midday show they continue and from the time from studio clock na 12:27. Remember say you say for listen to it from wherever they get you from cable for use the number 077-981-981, the number again 077-981-981 for text and ask you questions or make you point on the different things they will look at inside this edition of the program midday show. And we still they continue the program and same way so we stay also day on the internet and safe we Facebook and YouTube page. But now the time from the studio clock 12:29 and we'll pause for a short while, take this break. When we come back, we'll look at other issues and we continue the discussion.
Guess who's on the mic again? Accurate Jojo. Make we pledge with love and loyalty to the land that we love. Place where we call we home. Mommy and you for me. Mommy and you for make this country. Mommy and you for build. Mommy and you for build this country. Put silent first. Make we put we country first. Put silent first. Make we put we country first. Home sweet home. No place like home. No matter how far you don't go home. No forget home. Make we every set and left for when we set. Make we all we set and left for get we set. Make we love we set because we all now one. Be you mean let him really back on no fooler. I say we all now one. Loco cranko so and madingo. I say we all now one. Holy neighbor, watch your neighbor, love your neighbor. I say we all now one. Salute. Make we all mommy and you for me. Mommy and you for make this country. Mommy and you for build. Mommy and you for build this country. Put silent first. Make we put we country first. Put silent first. Make we put we country first. Welcome to the top, I tell you. Make we come together and work together for develop salon. Whether in a Mendelin, but in many, Madingo, so easy, crank on. Shabba free, you gun your fuller. All your different tribes, different cultures, different.
The program midday show they continue inside the program. They continue for look at more issues and from that break day they go usai according to the Minister of Communication Technology and Innovation Salim Abba. Government do agree for make Africell take over Seattle. Salim Abba talk this inside the every Tuesday government press briefing. We then they give updates, but waiting don't they happen at governance And this one, let me talk about how for give life back to Seratel. I've been a part of this, and we put this report together. Government, after plenty engagement with different private sector investor them, we don't pull word na those say, finally, Seratel don't get one private investor we ready for doing them for make this institution begin operate better one. This notice been spark plenty debate, but who that na this private institution we don't make the move for begin operate Seratel na salon. This make the Ministry of Information and Civic Education engage with the different stakeholders them wey involved in this issue for explain to the public wetin na the current status, but this government and private sector partnership for second Seratel issue. But this engagement will first start for answer to question on who side all this issue but Seratel start before this term, and the interim managing director for Seratel, Francis Maturi, be explain more.
Seratel, they don't form now. They work very well, but then there are other things that the company do want to do, where they not even get the approval for do. And in that process, where external people then come in with their own mobile companies and with money. When they don't establish, instead of bringing in a modern communication system, they bring in the CDMA, where the factory will not be closed, they don't get no spare parts, and so on. So in April 2022, the staff them from Mutina Agada, when they don't come back in April, then we owe them a lot of money. They become aggrieved and they stay the strike, shut down the system. So when they shut down the system for 3 weeks, the customers that they get, they all migrate. They go Africell, QCell, and Orange.
From this statement, the attention being shifted now to the Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Salima Ba, will be explained on waiting na the current status for the public-private partnership where government be don announce to the public for Seratel operation.
First of all, the first thing I think is important, this is not a privatization. Say, Africell agree for make the infrastructure, the towers, the fiber, them available for me Seratel ride on top of them for me will bring back the products with the way we help we also manage. So now that partnership we get with they say within the shortest possible time, we're able to bring back Seratel as a mobile operator in this country, mobile data, voice, and if we talk about wallet services as a mobile money, we will bring them back under the Seratel brand name, which is 100% still government owned, using their infrastructure, and we have a revenue share agreement for that day.
This operation, according to the minister, will take about 10 years, with additional 5 more years. We make it talk about. Think them, were important than the agreement what government don't get with Africell Salon.
There were 3 key cornerstones of the agreement. One, na brand separation. There's Seratel, there's Africell. They use the same infrastructure when a different brand, but obviously you're enjoying the same services and the same quality. The other thing is affordability. Seratel has to operate at the most affordable price possible. So one of the key cornerstones that we don't agree with is the product with Seratel carry has to be unique. They can't the staff issue. They may able come up with a 2 million with an advance payment. Government they give them back who able begin use for begin settle some of them staff issue there.
The minister, even with them condition they are, same also talk about how government don't put other criteria them to this private institution on how them for develop this company with regular review. We go to happen for the monitor progress. But as the issue on labor business for SECA, waiting will be the fate of people where we don't the work na Seratel, we don't the camp and different public discussion. The Minister of Employment, Labour and Social Security, Mohamed Rahman Soare, be explained how the ministry get for manage the 2 million advance couple where Africell Salon give to government.
So don't go into the books, working with all the partners there, looking at the law. We don't able to see staff there who they deal with, seeing them like unpaid salaries, so for years, months, accrued leave allowances, where nobody they get paid for. They talk about union dues there. So now they bring all the staff them together for let them not go out of hand, for represent them to government. So the union dues and say over the years they're not they pay, because if you not pay staff, union dues now from staff salary is a cut out. If staff salary get problem, union dues not go be paid. But who people them not retire, they not get nothing.
The minister end up assure the public say other issue them we get for do with NASIT and other benefits them from this Saratel issue. Now the ministry go take serious action on and later pull policy we go guide the way how government and other institution them go begin treat staff in the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Jaffarmans Davis, the report. From that report, the program midday show, they continue. We still get Ibrahim Bangoa with we in the studio, and in the executive director and founder for Youth Network in Election and Governance. We don't talk about a lot of things, but at any time from now, we'll begin to talk about the National Grand Youth Award for 2026. As an organization, from 2022 to now, take me through the organization and challenge them.
Well, basically, one of the challenge them, has to do with resources. That's financial resources and all, because the truth is that over the years, the donor space don't shrink, so you have to find ways for sustainability. So now that make we get different approaches them for, let's just say, we will for survive and we will for sustain as an organization. The other one get to do with commitment from other young people. People. One thing people need to understand that where you get your idea, now you should go for test and invest in your idea. Nobody, you need to wait for other person for can do one for you. So I think say people they get challenging. That's probably young people. No one for start without nothing not day, but the one for can number way everything don't come. So I think the other challenging part, and I forget people really for come on board and believe in the particular thing. So do the way always on the day around we. To all this while, I think say themselves don't do well because they only support in the only two way. But I think one of the key things has to do with funding, and also it has to do with access to places, because sometimes then you get access to places, it can be difficult, especially we believe that for everything they happen at this country, especially we get to do with decision making places, we have to have youths that are there. But one thing we face now that most of them side and we can't reach there because we own company youth man the way they will give forgive the access there. I think that's another challenge we will face.
So over the past years, what we not observe as thing the way we not been planned for meet during our establishment of this organization, we really don't embark on and how we plan for go past the one day.
Well, it has to do with the division among young people. I think that's not something nobody think about and all. But where we come, you see there's so many fragmentation that we never forget a unified voice for able to speak as one. Because let me tell you something that if as young people we're able for come together and work as one for speak with one voice, I feel so many things they do for one achieve. For instance, there is this act for picking them when the child act. Women they just don't get GUI. We in a developmental act them, you understand? But tell me where the youth man they own. That's one challenge because we cannot come together with a one voice for speak on a particular developmental issue. When you see youth then galvanize themselves together,
but
and
I think they get the youth survey
a policy
manifesto.
A youth policy, not just a policy. Policy is you cannot hold someone accountable for policy. But when I act, it's passed by law. It's a law. So then you can use them for all person accountable, especially the government or any other institution. So,
but again, even on the aspect of the youth part, say there are a lot of yes, the ministry, other organizations, them the Q and other one them, don't they play on their own role for enhance the space?
Yeah.
But still, there is challenge the aspect of job, you then still get get a lot of gap for letting get job, even though government only make their own strides. Una seven they make their own stride. Other things then the way now basic thing the way you need for be involved on, you really need for be. Now make taking care with this the youth survey. Then think there are all of this day inside since time immemorial. The issues there don't they affect youth. Till now. We're not able to see solution there. On then thing and day from our own organization, what's on our perspective on why till now we're not able to get a better grip on things that will affect you.
Okay, it's two things, yeah. First, it has to do with educational system. I think saying one of the problem that this country, because for instance, what you learn and what the job market wants. A distinct, very space there. So the other thing is that the world, even now they go into life skills. I think, say, if I tell you something, Ghana in GDP be bypass South Korea during the 90s. But with them, now compare South Korea in Ghana GDP. The reason is that they invest more on life skills. They make more youth than go into life skills and be self-employed. So I think say now that's the able for cushion that particular aspect of unemployment. So the only thing we can able for say now that government has to invest more on life skills, because the problem that we notion with perception as young people now that I go for go college, after college I have to wait for the white collar jobs. No, you can create yours. So I think saying that that's we they miss as young people. So the moment we get that kind wide investment from development partners, from private sector and government, invest usually on the life skills and everything acquisition. I think say you see the issue of unemployment, you see as something where they begin to die out.
At this stage now, you not think say. You think so? Would reach a point for ladies' youth policy turn the law for take action and guide the direction of the progress of youth for day?
I think say that now a must. Not to even think a must. We forget a national act where they speak to young people, where they talk about developmental, where they talk about with political association. For instance, giving us a quota like 20% or 30% among party list, as the case may be. You understand? Because of now as it feels, now only way this recommendation 51 of the tripartite CSF, therefore give it 10%. Then SF political party no agree with it too. You understand? So, but if there is an act where they prompt them for do so, I think say that go make we get a very progressive young people them. Because for instance, let me tell you this that young people are the fundamental blocks of every society, without which no society will strive. So it tells you that we are the present and also we are the future.
Okay, away from this now, let's turn your attention now to this the National Grand Youth Award for 2026. What's the idea behind this one?
Okay, that's good. This come we, for instance, it align with one of the objective UNEG that has to do with youth empowerment for national development. So we think about how we go able for empower young people them. So after some consultation and everything, we realize we constitute large part of the population. It means in terms of our numerical strength, in terms of numbers, we are up there. But one thing we realize now that even with population, but yet still we are the poorest. Even with population, we they contribute greatly into national development and other things them. But the thing is that the bad part of it is that we are unrecognized, number one. Number two, we are unsupported. So we get people when are young people with brilliant minds, you understand, with good initiative them, with real-time solutions them for solve problems them, you understand. But waiting at the problem that they are invisible. And because of their invisibility, you understand, it is stuck them one side. So we try to organize this particular Grand National Youth Award for showcase the unseen heroes them, the people them we need to see, but they are at the back, they are doing great things. Young people them. It will interest you for no say. We get young people in Asalo where they use coconut shell, this local coconut shell, and for turn them into briquettes where they use for shisha coal and other things them. So now we will do this award, we get for know some of them things, and we get people them we also they use local materials them for do this prosthetic for the prosthetic legs them for then disable them. Yes, just local things then they use. But how many of us know those people? So this is what we want to do. We want to showcase them. We want people to know them and people for able to support them in their own ways.
So whose kind of award this? Now that kind of award where now then defend that they vote for them, or una don't get to that on once way una can just go give them.
Okay, one of the good part of this way award we make people and commend we out there that we approach different. What we do, we cancel all mobile voting. Because for us, I'm not saying for other people, but I'm just saying for us, we see and say, on fear, they time consuming. For instance, you now for go tell person say, okay, vote for me. But you get for can do this, you get for can do that, you get for can walk, you get for can engage. So it's time consuming. Number two is unfair. For instance, me and you two go into this particular category, the particular category, but you they do more, but me they do more, but yet still I get the influence vote. So if I influence votes, then you they do well, but yet still for influence the votes, then at the end of the day, I me they get the award. Is that fair?
So how not they arrive
so
at the
fine. So we get three steps there. We get three evaluation process and the approach where we take. The first one they go for 40%, the second one they go for 40%, and the last one they go for 20%. Now the first one now is stage wherein people they nominate two things inside a one green approach. People they nominate. Well, we be send the Avon column out where we will pull nomination since there are different media them.
Different group young people.
12 categories.
Wow.
So like we censor them and we they encourage nomination. But it not stop there.
When I not list the organization the name, when I just say whose organization you think say for be part of this one, let anybody put?
No, we just say young people anyway will be the focus on that. If this young person they do well.
For example,
okay.
Let's say for the aspect of environment sustainability, you get other one the way they take plastic, they turn on other thing. This one where they take,
we put her in the category of tech and innovation.
Yeah, okay, that
okay,
but what I try to explain is
okay.
You get the one where they take plastic for turn them into other things. The one the way they take coconut, the one the way the meats are gone, make them turn into briquette and things like that. But una not the name the organization like where you say you get colat this, you get the other and now just they say you get this category. Who you think say for their nominate or una can put the organization they name them. Nominate to so I think say for me.
No, the person and they nominate the individual.
At will.
Yeah, at will, at the individual. And in not stop there. Now that I'll be careful explain that in not stop there that not the way you nominate means say you qualify. One of the things that they can nominate the nominate over 100 people we not even consider them after going through all the process, the criteria, and you know for meet those criteria. So the first phase, you need to meet the criteria, them, and we get things the way we set. That if you meet those criteria, they take you to the next phase. And the next phase has to do with we call an in-person evaluation. With a count, for instance, you work on a radio, of course we get media anyways, so we get media category. So like if you work on we can do we can evaluate you now you working environment for ascertain whether now you have been made the work and also ask you question and also listen to your story. One of the things we keep missing that most people how they start their career, we not want for no. But it's very, very important. So now make we they come and do the evaluation for listen to your story. Because then story can really, really touching. If then tell you say one of these guys at the table to right now, in story way explain you that now much like me Sam we make it get this idea for able for begin make them wicked and they so one situation lead to another I don't know if you understand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now some of them situations. So if you listen to the story, you know, so okay, this guy now come on. At the night, he go walk. Now I'm plastic water coming in, and he don't sleep na house. Then this most like happen. So after that, he left na street because in Pink family all don't die. Can you imagine? So that street that make for like able for begin for develop ideas. You know, say they say person we angry now they tell you they get sense. To some of the point that soon as man they say. So you see some of those things then they no, it's real.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you too bad for so much for like think crack away then it can really difficult.
sleep, remember.
Yes. So that is the situation then so normally after that we can to the next evaluation we go for do with that in person day. Then instead they go for 40%. Then after that, the last one after in 20% they go for, and in due diligence. It means you know even need for no. For you, go ask possibly a media practitioner. I should say they part of Sludge. We could just meet one person at Sludge and ask them about you. Or possibly you don't work with an 98, or we don't even know they will ask them about you. So we do all those due diligence for you for ascertain whether this person meets all the criteria as them.
When this already happened?
They happen on the 24th and next tomorrow na City Hall, and it starts with red carpet. And the good thing is that na 3 days to independence, so na strictly by African address, wherein we also want for celebrate young people over the years from independence to now. We don't do well for ensure say we get a national development.
For Una, what in this they signify?
Well, for we, it's just that young people come together for showcase and empower another young people, because one of the things we will face now that we not get able to forget sponsorship for this program, yeah. But the good thing is that young people put their resource for ensure they then celebrate another young people.
What kind of message is they send to other organizations then?
Well, it is sense saying that we no need for look down on people or organization. Look at the idea, not the individual, and look at within the idea get for born. And this one, I think, say if you get person away, they get for, because I will get for do the thing that if they then call you up stage, one of the things you do with the display you work and you things that they do. Imagine we get development partners then they on that day they use story, then they kind of thing, and then boom. you might get luck and everything. So for we that they give you happiness. We should say yes. We have done this for young people. So that's just that feel good effect that we want and want for continue for do this over the years and subsequent years.
The first edition.
These are the first edition.
Okay, we're not going to tell me again, but as we go, what's not the message? Maybe for possibly go on for sponsor to young people and to other organizations there.
Well, the thing is that I feel say it's our time that young people will begin to take the lead. For instance, there is this old adage that says, until the lion has his own storyteller, it says the hunter will always have the best part of the story. It tells you that young people start for take the lead and also try for write their own story. We don't need for wait for other people for write our own story for we. We don't need other people for tell our own story for we, but we need for tell our own story. It means we need for take the bull by the horn and also maintain and be consistent in our leadership. But for partners them, it's our time we begin for believing we youth them, especially in their ideas, we go create national development. Because one of the things that we get this perception about youth, this negative perception, youth man don't already it. But have you given them the opportunity, like this opportunity now where we don't try for and call them this idea now? Give we the opportunity and see what we go for do about them. But you know, give you the opportunity, but just that you get this perception. So I feel say let me try for erase that and try for change the narrative about how they perceive young people them. I think so that go really help we.
For youth networking, election and governance, after this, what's next?
Well, we get so many things. Mind you, we said to prepare for the election 2028. So nothing they happen in the election, they will not be already planned. So we do go ahead now and be proactive and try for do so many activities them for ensure say in terms of peace building, in terms of civic education and other things them peace and other stratagem where we don't already put in a pipeline for ensure say we implement, for ensure say we get a very credible and also peaceful election come 2028.
Plenty thank you for joining today inside this edition. Fambul in name na Ibrahim Bangoa, the executive director and founder for Youth Network in Election and Governance. As today, I've been there for talk about the National Grand Award, National Grand Youth Award for 2026, and a whole lot of other things about the Youth Network in Election and Governance. We they know they do and then plans for give strength to the education, peace building and civic education for youth education around election and governance. Well, this has been the focus of the discussion, and also plenty thank you to we producer Theodore Arena for we put this edition together. So we listeners and viewers, una have plenty thank you for joining me on this discussion. Me will bring counsel on this edition from my name na Jaffa Man Davis, and I'll be the work alongside with DJ School Face so make on get to live on a different radio set them. Mary Kamara Bangoa make on see we live na Facebook and YouTube. But so till the next edition. Goodbye.